Hello everyone. Okay, I am going to title this video review of Seiko 5 SNKK52. Alright, let's get into it. I received this watch as a birthday gift from my fantastic girlfriend, and I've had it on my wrist for about a day and a half now, and I just wanted to delve into the specs for this piece, as well as my first impressions, and really just put people on blast about this very affordable dress piece. And let's get into it. Okay, first, I'm going to talk about the movement. The movement is a Malaysian-made Seiko 7S26. Okay, this is a workhorse movement for Seiko, and it's been in production for quite a while now. I'm not entirely sure if it's discontinued or if it is, currently still in production. It is a non-hacking, non-hand-winding movement, okay, which means that it requires the movement of your wrist in order to charge the mainspring. It has an accuracy rating, I believe, of about plus or minus, this is what the book says, about 35 seconds a day. Now, I've found this to be right out of the box about plus 3 to 5 seconds a day, which is fantastic. I really don't have to do anything with it. And I'm actually quite all right with the fact that it's not hacking or hand winding. Hacking means that when you pull out the, it is push pull, by the way. It's not a screw down crown. When you pull out the crown to second position, the second hand continues to sweep, as you can clearly see right there. Okay, so that's one feature, as well as it is not hand winding. As you can do it freely, as you can see, it freely rotates. There's no grinding, which hand winds the movement. The great part about that is that essentially with this kind of piece, I find that without it being hacking or hand winding, that it's essentially an everyday piece. It's the kind of piece that is intended to be worn often, as opposed to, a piece that you put into a watch case and, you can leave it there and then you hand wind it simply when you decide to wear it. This is more of an everyday piece. And for that reason, I actually really enjoy it. The movement, being a workhorse, it's very sturdy. And, there are many, many reviews online about the actual movement that, detail just how reliable it actually is. It's one of those movements that is intended to, not recommended, obviously, but it's intended to be the kind of movement that literally can last generations without the need for any kind of servicing, which is great because, really the servicing this movement would actually, generally speaking, cost more than what the actual movement costs. So, being able to have a movement that requires no batteries, requires, no opening up and, having to do anything with the movement, yet having the longevity of the actual movement be something that is not suspect or, is something that you can rely upon is of incredible value to me. Speaking of value, this is a very affordable watch, and that's something that, is actually sort of to the contrary as to how it looks. The aesthetics, I think, are absolutely gorgeous of this watch. It is yellow gold toned stainless steel. What that means is that it's not gold plated, which means that the actual steel is colored. So what they do is they actually add this sort of color compound to the steel when it's actually being molded into the case as well as the band. So there's no changing of the color at all. If you scratch it, you know, um, like it's not going to be like a different color underneath the scratch. It's going to be the same exact color because that's the actual color of the metal compound, which is great because, that's something that really, like especially for watches in this price point that have this color scheme, that's something that really not a lot of watchmakers do. They cut corners and they simply plate it. And really within, anywhere from a couple of months to a couple of years, you start seeing that the color begins to fade. It starts to change, especially on the band where it meets the skin. That's not going to happen with this watch, which is, fantastic. So essentially, I'm going to have a movement that lasts a long time. And this watch, so long as I keep good care of it, is going to continue to look the same exact way, which I love. The dial is a yellow gold tone sunburst. As you can see right there, the middle of the dial. Let's see if I can get closer here. The middle of the dial is sort of a sunburst, emanating out. And there's this sort of inner line right here extending to the bottom of the minute markers, which, by the way, are applied. Let's see if you can see there. Yeah. Which, once again, it really just adds to the aesthetic of the watch and shows really the quality, even though it's a very affordable piece, shows the quality of the actual build of the watch, that the markers are applied as opposed to painted on, which, as we all know, is what, some cheaper watchmakers do in order to cut cost. So, even though this is a very affordable piece, because it is Seiko, they're able to, add that kind of value that you would see in a more expensive piece in this very affordable and very attractive timepiece. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but there is actually Loom pips at the end of the markers towards the edge of the dial for every minute marker other than 3 o'clock, as well as the hour and the second hand also has Loom. Now, because it is Seiko proprietary Lumibrite, even though it doesn't seem it right here, it glows in the dark beautifully. And it's applied evenly, so there's no real... It looks like, it was, they took the time to actually apply a liberal amount of Loom to this, so it's easily viewable in the dark. For instance, yesterday, after my girlfriend gave this to me, we went to a movie, and she asked me what time it was during the middle of the movie, and I simply looked down at my wrist, and I was able to read the time with incredible ease. And that was after the movie had been going for a couple hours already. It was a long movie, Sicario, which, by the way, I totally recommend. But yeah, it was very easy to see in the dark, and because of that, proprietary Seiko Lumibrite. And, that was a welcome surprise because honestly, like, even when I saw it initially, like with the small hands, I thought, oh, well, more than likely the Loom is not going to really be, that visible in the dark. It's not going to be, no. It glows like a torch. It's not like a diver, but then again, seeing this kind of watch, it's not supposed to be. Speaking towards, water resistance, this is water resistant to 3 bar, which is 30 meters or around 90 feet. Now, the book for Seiko says that it is suitable for, things of that sort, like, getting splashed by the rain, washing your hands, things of that sort. Really just everyday wearing your watch type stuff. It is not intended for swimming, diving, or anything of that sort. It's just an everyday piece, really just desk diving type stuff. That's what this is, intended for. It has a day-date aperture, as you see at the 3 o'clock, where you can, the day is bilingual. This model is with English as well as Spanish. And the date aperture right towards the end of the dial. As you can see, it is Thursday, October 22nd. There is reverse hacking on this, so if you wanted to, you know, sort of pause the second hand, you pull it out to the second position and you apply a little bit of pressure towards the back, rather like turning the time backwards. So you turn it, I want to say counterclockwise, and I don't know if you can see it right there, but the second hand has stopped. Now, if I release that, the second hand will continue to do so. On my Belova, when you do that, you have to wait until the power reserve on the mainspring is almost depleted in order to do that reverse hacking. This one, you can do it whether or not the mainspring is fully charged, or if it's at low power reserve, which, you know, is a welcome feature for me, especially being such a stickler for trying to keep time as accurately as possible, or rather as precisely as possible. It's very light, very comfortable. The links are not push pin. You cannot take links out of this bracelet. There is a micro adjuster, but for me, my wrist, this actually worked perfectly. You know, just simply putting it on. As you can see, it's stamped stainless steel in the, you know, traditional Seiko way. And let me give you a quick wrist shot. Dual button clasp with the Seiko 5 insignia inscribed on the clasp. And there's the wrist shot. As you can see, it looks very, very high quality because it is. And it's extremely comfortable because it's light. And as you can see, the profile is very thin. So you can wear it with a dress shirt, and there's absolutely no... it's not going to interfere with the color of your shirt whatsoever. The bracelet is very comfortable. The links are hollow. There are no end links. It's actually an integrated bracelet. As you can see, there are no links. It integrates directly into the case of the watch, which I actually really like, because Seiko 5s in this price point, if they have end links, generally speaking, they're going to be hollow. And I'm not a fan of hollow end links because they pop off very easily. But as you can see, there's no opportunity for it to pop off, as it, you know, is integrated into the case of the watch. So this is very secure. Even in this price point, this watch is very secure. It's extremely classy. It's not going to change color. It's stainless steel. It has a robust movement that has the complication, the day-day complication. It has Loom. And really, what I really love about this watch is that it I'm kind of reminded of an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak because of the case shape. It's kind of angular on the sides, as you can see, with the yellow, or rather the circle dial. It's kind of reminiscent of a Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. So yeah, I just wanted to give a quick shout out, tell my girlfriend that I love her very much. Thank you so much for the piece. And yeah, feel free to like and or comment on the bottom, guys, and hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you so much, and have a great day, guys.